You want me to man slap you? I'll give you the shot. Do it.
On October 22nd, 2018, Amber Washburn lost her life as she pulled into her driveway in Sodus, New York. A gunman fired a single bullet into her head while her 4-year-old son sat frozen in the back seat. Moments earlier, Joshua Niles had been shot 10 times in cold blood, and what followed was a harrowing interrogation that turned into a brutal psychological duel between Lieutenant Joe Stidham and Timothy Dean.
Do I? You want to stare me down? Do I look like a little girl? You are a small-town cop. You are a coward that can't even keep a job.
Timothy Dean might have been the main suspect, but he wasn't alone. One that would slowly come to light during the interrogation.
Look at the little coward. Oh my God, that's it.
On the evening of October 22nd, 2018, the quiet town of Sodus, New York was shattered by the sound of gunfire. Outside their home, Joshua Niles and Amber Washburn, a young couple with their future ahead of them, were gunned down in cold blood. Inside Amber's car sat her 4-year-old son, Josh Jr., an autistic and nonverbal child who witnessed the horror but miraculously survived. What began as a senseless double murder soon unraveled into something far darker. It was a tangled web of obsession, betrayal, and revenge, linking Timothy Dean and Charlene Childers, leaving the entire community haunted by the cruelty of that night.
So what made you go up there and do that, man?
I didn't do it.
So you're there, you don't dispute that. Do you dispute you shut your cell phone off?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you shut your cell phone off?
Help us understand.
I left home with the intention of going somewhere far away and put a bullet in my head so nobody that knows me would have to be the one to find me and work it.
Okay. What changed?
And I turned my phone off so nobody could call me and figure out what I was doing and try and talk me out of it.
Okay. So what changed? What made it change to what happened that day?
If you think I'm going to sit here and say that I did that, you're crazy.
I think you're crazy if you don't, quite honestly. And Tim, I mean that.
Tim, it's not a question if you did it.
It's a question of why, and are you sorry? Do you think these 5 different detectives from New York drove down here for no reason? You're wearing the same jacket you're wearing on that video. Actually, 2 videos.
Witnesses describe you in that jacket. You can see the green hat inside your vehicle on the camera. The same green hat you were wearing to do the murder.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
Let's own a green hat.
We can argue hat colors or whatever's on the head, but the dark hoodie or the black jacket and the hoodie.
Who doesn't have a
Hey, you can argue that all you want, but you're going to try to say it's a coincidence. You travel up there, you have this guy lie and not put your name on there, and then you rent another one with this tack gear. Who the takes tack gear up there, Tim? Who?
I take it with
Don't tell me that bullshit. You're full of shit. You want to put yourself out to be this tactical operator. You are a small town cop. You are a coward that can't even keep a job.
They got your.
You want to see somebody? You saw about 20 guys that are the real deal tonight. You're looking at 2 right here. You see what his shirt says? I come from the same freaking place, man.
From the very first moment, Lieutenant Joe Stidham closes in on Timothy with relentless intensity. He pushes him to the brink, almost blurring the line between interrogation and intimidation. What follows is a long, harrowing night that will haunt Timothy, a cop himself, for the rest of his life, no matter how it ends.
You will take the full ride for it. You are going to let her manipulate you and screw you over into this. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think you would. That's exactly what she is doing to you. When she is not contacting you this week, don't you see the writing on the wall? What, are you mad because I'm here as a man?
Do I look mad?
You look scared. You look scared like you did earlier. I ain't a lady in a car with a child in there with me, am I? That is a cowardly act, and you know it. I know it. You put it on yourself. And your dad is fixing to know it. Your mother's fixing to know it. The whole world's fixing to know it. You will never see your daughter again. They already know the videos out there, and you want to sit here and minimize that you didn't do anything wrong and try to put that on me? Man, slap me like that, motherfucker. Do it right now. I'll let you do it. Man, slap me. Do it. You want me to man slap you? I'll give it. Yeah, I'll give you the shot. Do it. Why not? Because I'm not a little 3-year-old, 31-pound girl? You coward? Is that why? That is what you are.
It's time to stop being a coward, Tim. And for once in your life, own up to something you did.
Quit trying to blame me. Quit trying to blame your daughter. Quit trying to blame your first wife. You couldn't even kill you, could you? Could you?
Answer the question, Tim. Are you a cold-blooded killer and a coward? Or were you going through a hard time and were depressed and not in your right mind and manipulated by a very oppressive, manipulating woman and did something to try to keep that marriage together because you screwed it up for her? I want to start over. Why do you go to New York? Well, let me ask you this. Why does Charlie, what do you and Charlie talk about why you go to New York?
She didn't know I was going to New York.
Tim.
She didn't know I was going to New York.
So you're doing this all on your own?
I didn't have a plan to go to New York. I didn't have a plan when I left the house. I was just going.
So you load your gun, and it's on your person.
Always.
You fill a tote.
Okay, yeah.
You fill a tote.
I'm with you. I'm always
The
on.
tote stays full.
With 2 guns and a bulletproof vest.
It's been
How many people do you know ride around with that in their personal car?
I don't.
So you're there on the afternoon that Joshua Niles and Amber Washburn are shot and killed. And they can put you on the street. You decide, hey, I'm sticking with my story, I didn't do this. Then that's the gamble you take. And you're going to lose. Or you can say, hey, look, my life's a complete wreck. I'm not in my right mind, and this is what happened, and we can sit down and talk about it and sort it out right now.
I already told you I want my attorney.
Okay, you're not under arrest for murder. You know that, right? At this point.
Okay.
Okay. And you think when you say attorney, when you're not under arrest for something, that starts something? No, you don't know the law. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's what you don't understand. You think you're so smart and so much smarter than everybody else.
I don't think that
Yes, you do. You thought you could go do this in the middle of the day and you get away with it. But you know what? The thing is, I'll give this to her. I actually disliked your wife more than you. And I'm still going to lean that way. But I will give her something. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, she told the truth.
That's right. Charlene has already complicated Timothy's position, pointing fingers at him during her interrogation. She framed herself as a desperate mother driven to the edge and placed the blame squarely on Timothy.
Why do we think Tim did this? And knowing what we know now, I'm going to give you just my quick look at this from what I'm getting this morning. Okay, I have your husband that back in May gets arrested for this child on a video that you had videotaped, but not the purpose of videotaping wasn't to show the alleged abuse. It was to show the child's attitude that was going on and the trouble that the child was causing for the family. Now you got to figure out your children have been taken away from you for something you didn't do. Okay. Now I think you might know some more because it's like, okay, so this, I don't want to say love and hate relationship because in your own words You know, he's not a bad guy, he's just, it ain't working out for us.
Right.
And that you may not want to think that he did this, but you have more knowledge about what's going on than what you're letting me know. And I want to give you that opportunity to say, hey, if it sinks him, it sinks him, okay? But you don't want to go down with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to, you know, you're a better witness than you are a suspect. Don't try to save him because of this, okay? That's why you're here right now, okay, as this courtesy to explain why this stuff that we had some information, you know, we've been working this all week, the stuff's not jiving, and I think you can answer it, okay, but it's probably going to be, you know, against him, okay? I think that you might know some more carnal knowledge about what he did. And I want you to grasp onto this opportunity right now to give us that information about that.
I don't know that he did it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me what you do know.
I know he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he would do anything to try to make my life less complicated.
Okay.
Do I want to sit here and believe, yeah, my soon-to-be ex-husband freaking murdered the father and stepmother of my children? No, I don't want to believe that. Not at all.
So why did you think you were renting him a vehicle?
I thought I was renting him a vehicle just to get around.
You know he was taking a trip up this way. You know he was running vehicles to do that. He got in the accident, you're the first one he calls. He does the deal, you're the first one he calls afterwards. It has quite the lengthy conversation. Okay, I got the car being rented on Saturday at 1-something, but you're saying he had it at 11 the night before.
You're saying you picked him up from Motel 6. We have video from the hotel showing an Uber driver picking him up at the hotel, not you. We can imagine how it looks to us, and we do find that you're not being honest with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're talking about us twisting things up. I mean, we just want the truth. We're not twisting anything up.
With Charlene's statement, surviving the interrogation becomes even harder for Timothy. Haunted by a past marked by violent behavior, including a felony child charge that cost him custody of his children, he now clings to silence as his only defense. His mute defiance only deepens the suspicion, isolating him further under relentless pressure. Yet the true story of the crime remains just minutes away, waiting for the real mastermind to reveal it all.
She told the truth. She is telling the truth. And guess who is going to have a chance to see her kids before she's old or ever again? Guess who? It just shows me what you didn't know as a cop. I mean, I wouldn't have been prepared to be an investigator after 4 years on the road as a highway patrolman, I guarantee you. And certainly not with the little bit of experience y'all get at Sunray. But your incompetence and ineptitude as a police is shocking to me, because you don't know half of what you do.
And let me tell you where you're wrong, Tim. That most people sit in the seat and don't say anything. Not true.
No.
Most people go, I can't believe I'm here. I feel terrible. Let me tell you what happened. I got to tell you, I'm not going to BS you and say 99% of the people say, because that's not true. But I'll tell you, about 80-85% of the people that I sit down and talk to feel terrible, and they realize they made a mistake, and they want to make it right.
Well, let's answer me this. Are you sorry Josh and Amber got killed?
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
Okay.
That wasn't the question.
No, I'm not asking about anyone.
Well, they fit into anyone. So
Because you don't want to face who they are. You can't. Are you sorry Josh and Amber got killed? Are you?
I just said that.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
What did you say?
You're
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
That's a generalization.
That's a classic
That's a
indication
deflection.
of deception. See, stuff you don't know about because you've not done this part of the job. You think you have. Say, I'm sorry Josh and Amber got killed. Not that you did it.
Said that.
No, you didn't. You're saying it in
not
parts.
playing your
You can't
game.
even, because you can't. You know what? I'm about done with this dude. Aren't you? I'm really done with him. When we take the stand, what are we going to say? None?
No remorse.
None. You want to look at me like that? Do I look scared? Do I look like a little girl to you? Do I? You want to stare me down? Do I look like a little girl? Do I look like that scared Amber in that car? See, you would never face me. I bet you didn't even get any fights on the street, did you? Legitimately, that you had to. And I want you to look right below that one. Charlie just confessed and implicated him. This ain't bull.
She is.
Of course she will. She was not going to
say
be
whatever she wants to.
I bet Charlie used to beat on you, didn't she? I bet she could whoop your... Didn't she? I bet you were scared of Charlie. Is that why you didn't? I bet she beat you. She beat you to do it, didn't she? You can beat Christina. That's it. Look at the little cowardly buck. Look at the little coward. Oh my God. That's it. Oh, that's it. I'm in the presence of a double killer. Really scary, Scott?
Actually, no.
God, he's a joke.
She's up in New York right now, putting this all on you. You understand that. And this is no bullshit, okay? You're not going to let her do this to you. And in my opinion, as a mother, okay, you would never do that to your children, what she's doing.
Okay. This poor girl right here, with her child in the back seat. I got a picture of her at McDonald's 20 minutes before, smiling and laughing. She had no idea 20 minutes.
This little boy, I know you saw him back there, right?
Look at the bullet hole behind
Sitting in the back seat of the car. Are you going to do the right thing? Tim, if you've done, if anything comes from this, you've got to do the right thing.
She didn't do anything to anybody.
Tim, how long was she in the driveway? Did she just pull in the driveway when you got there?
Oh, lawyer.
I mean, you are just showing that you are a monster. You are that monster that everybody's pictured, painted out there on social media, all over the news. Monster shows up, kills 2 young parents with young children. That's what you want to go out as? You don't want to go out as the fact that you were trying to defend your family?
Timothy and Charlene's relationship was marked by turmoil and desperation. Charlene, after ending her relationship with Joshua Niles, married Timothy, intertwining their lives in a web of bitterness and revenge. This toxic dynamic fueled their deadly conspiracy. Now, Charlene is ready to share her side of the story, one that will bring shocking clarity to the events that unfolded.
Tim knew the stuff that Josh had done to me.
Okay. What do you mean?
Josh used to beat the hell out of me.
Oh, really?
For 5 years, he beat the hell out of me. Tim had never really spoke too bad about him, It was more of, if I could ever get into a fight with him, I would fight him. And that's what I've gotten a lot of messages about is, oh, was this a drug deal going wrong? Why are y'all asking me? And plus, you think my ex tells me everything he does? Oh yeah, I'm going to sell to this person today.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. Do you think Tim's capable of shooting somebody?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Like, unless it was like on the job protecting his life.
Right, yeah.
I can't see it. He's not that type of person.
No, really.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it still feels like a horrible bad dream.
Right.
Who? Why? That's what I want to know. My kids need the closure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if it turns out, and God forbid, and I swear on everything, if it is Tim, my kids will never find that out.
Okay.
Because they don't need to be crushed even more.
Right. What's your thoughts right now? What's going on? And...
I am blown away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to think.
Do you see though? I mean, that here this happens to Josh, and for some reason Tim's in Wichita, Kansas. So, but it was definitely at night that you went up to Wichita.
Yes.
Okay.
It was after 3 o'clock.
Okay. Where did you say you picked him up?
At a Motel 6 in Embolia.
Okay. You picked him up at the motel?
Yes.
So you're saying you picked him up at the hotel and took him to the rental place?
Yes.
The one in Wichita?
Wichita, at the airport.
So if I was to contact this Motel 6 and ask to see their security video, then I would see you picking him up at that Motel 6?
If they have cameras outside, because all I did was pull up right by their front entrance. If they have cameras outside right there, then you would. You'd see it, my black SUV.
Did you have anything to do with Tim shooting Josh and Amber?
No.
Did you put Tim up to it?
No.
Charlene was Josh's high school sweetheart, and together they had 2 children. Their relationship was volatile and filled with conflict, ultimately ending when Charlene moved to Texas. Despite the distance, custody battles over their children continued to fuel her anger. Her bitter history with Josh, combined with her manipulative nature and alliance with her new husband, Timothy, led her down a dark path of vengeance and betrayal. The detectives can see right through her lies, and in this chilling interrogation room, they're ready to tear down her defenses, one lie at a time.
Do you think he was ever under the impression that if you were to get custody back, that things would work out between you and him?
He was at first. He was. Because, I was like, if I ever get custody back, then we'll do the whole, slowly. Date for a little bit, bring you back into the kids' lives slowly, reintroduce kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Make them, see that you're not such a bad guy that everybody's made you out to be.
Well, you said you should just shoot him. But I just need to be clear on that, okay? What was actually said?
Yeah, it was just shoot him, get him out of my life. I didn't think that he actually would.
But you are a very powerful young lady, okay? Besides being beautiful, you have a lot of persuasion about you. Like, you're a persuasive young lady, okay? You know that you got that kind of power. There's nothing wrong with that.
You want to smile.
I do.
Okay? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Hey, I'm a beautiful guy. I know I got that power too. So I'm with you on that, okay?
You have a beautiful beard.
Okay, there, thank you. You don't. But anyways, I'm just kidding.
Hope not.
No, I'm just kidding.
Did I think he was going to shoot him and kill Amber?
You thought maybe he
No.
might come up here and get in his face and tell him to leave you alone.
I think that was about the most, if even that. I figured he would have pulled up by his house, sat there for a little while, watched them, see the kids from a distance, and left.
You knew damn well he was going up to New York.
Yeah.
Okay, you knew damn well he was going to Sodas. You knew damn well he was going at minimum to confront Josh, okay, about you getting your kids back. What do you're going to try to sell to the powers that be that you thought Tim was going to talk to Josh, and then Josh say, you know what, Tim, that's the way I think it should happen. Take the kids back with you in your rental car.
No.
Okay, all right. So, all right, and yes, I'm being facetious here, okay? All right. So, with that said, I can't help explain your end of it if you're going to blow smoke up here.
It was, honestly, he called, restricted.
Yeah.
I answered it, was silent for a minute. He said, hey. So I know you don't want me to call you and have contact with you, but I just saw what was going on Facebook, and I was wondering what the hell was going on.
That's you know it, okay? I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. Because now you just got done talking about, you just got done setting up a vehicle for him to pick him up after an accident, for him to go to New York, and now he's gonna nonchalantly call you and say, hey, I just happened to see what went on the phone. Okay? I think it was something like that. I think it was more like, hey, what are you hearing? What's going on? What's gotten back to you? What is I think it's more of that. I think there's more talk that he told you, but you're not being fully honest, because nothing's jiving with this. I'm renting vehicles out for him. I'm looking up the cheapest car for him to drive. I'm getting a hold of a buddy, and I'm driving the buddy to go get a vehicle. I'm telling the buddy
to pick him up when he gets in an accident.
I'm telling the buddy not to put his name on the rental agreement as a driver. I'm telling him this, I'm doing this, and I'm bringing him here, and then you're going to tell me this phone call afterwards is like, oh, hey, I heard what happened. Come on.
Because that's what it was.
But
And I'm telling you this because I know for a fact that he could have sworn to God that his phone and my phone were tapped. So he was going to talk like that, acted like he wasn't even at the scene, acting like he wasn't in New York, and he said, yeah, well, I know they're probably going to come after me because I've been MIA for the last couple days since me and you...
When did he say that?
He said that in that phone call, that 15
Okay. But you didn't say that.
Well, you didn't let me finish it either.
You were given, this is the first time we've asked you about the phone call.
The phone call.
Okay.
All right.
So, you never said, don't do this. I was just kidding. I was just venting, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I talked to my lawyer, and I asked him, what do I do? I mean, I know the lieutenant wants to talk to me. I know he wants some questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what do I do? He's like, whatever you do not talk to the police.
Mm-hmm. You knew that he would do anything for you, and you did nothing to stop him. How do I explain that to the powers that be? That you, the one that had the power over him, you're the one that asked him to do this. How do I make it not look like you're the evil one here?
No.
Charlene uses every trick she can think of, blaming Timothy, painting Joshua as the villain, even flirting with a detective. But the evidence crushes each attempt. She's arrested, yet the story is far from over. Days later, the interrogation resumes with her attorney present, and the questions take an even darker, more twisted turn.
Important thing is that you tell the truth. If I think at any time, just to be honest with you, there's any bullshit, we'll leave. I've got plenty of other stuff to be working on and doing, so there's just no time for any of it. I've been on the case since the shooting happened, so is he. Yeah, so let's just start at the beginning then, with how what happened on October 22nd happened on October 22nd.
At first, he told us that it was for the, because his car wasn't working. And that's what he told us. But then it ended up coming out to, I'm going to drive to New York. Okay. Why? Oh, I'm going to shoot Josh.
Where'd the conversation occur?
It always happened at our house. And he had like his soft armor, his hard armor, magazines, his AR, his shotgun, I want to say an extra 9mm that he always carried on him. So he was getting all that stuff ready, extra clothes. Basically he said, you know, I know we're getting a divorce, and I was trying to make it to where, look, we are getting a divorce. We're not pretending, we are getting a divorce. And he didn't want it. He's like, oh, can we do anything about it? Blah, blah, blah. You know, why can't we be together? Because my kids are more important than my marriage right now. So he was pissed off, and he left. And he said he was going to go shoot Josh. I hadn't believed him, because he had taken another trip to New York saying things like that. I want to say it was in like July, August, somewhere in there. He took a trip up to New York in his Jeep, and he came back and nothing had happened. And that's why, you know, I knew he wasn't going to shoot him.
It's kind of right now, I'm kind of getting ready to get up and go, because it doesn't make sense that you would rent a car for him for work purposes, but he wouldn't be on the, there's an affirmative conversation that we know happened, and we have evidence that happened, of keeping him off of the insurance. So you know, before you go to that airport, before you rent that car, to keep him off of the insurance. So right now, I called.
Well, honestly, that did happen.
I'm done. I'm done. Bullshit. We're done. Okay.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
there are parts of this, obviously, they think you're the ultimate part. They're looking for a plea on the ultimate part as an accomplice, right? So we go in there tomorrow, and this thing falls apart. We go in there tomorrow, obviously we don't have a deal anyway, but you will have to admit to being an accomplice to the murders. You will have to admit to that. So, you know, that's obviously part of this, if you want that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you do, but, you know, I've got to go back there and try to bring them back in. You know, I may not need to do that, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's what just happened. You know, and like I said, it's not terribly unusual that it happened that way, but, you know, they're putting the pressure on you and they don't believe you. You tell me what you want to do. You want to start over? You want to walk out too? I mean, what do you want to do?
Is it really worth it? Like,
the short answer is yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it.
I don't know.
You know, this guy just doesn't out of the blue say, I'm going to go do this.
No.
So that's where the beginning is. Like, where is the plan to go commit the ultimate offense? It's not like they went to the house to steal candy. I mean, it's the ultimate thing. You know, the beginning is not a week before. It can't be, because it's too big. It's too big.
I mean, when I'm telling you he's at work, he was at work.
I understand. I believe it. I mean, again, it's a bad word. So
it's easier for me if they would just ask me questions.
Okay. Is that what you want me to ask them to do?
If they will, if they won't, then we'll just...
I get it. Okay.
Charlene returns to the interrogation table seeking a deal. Less prison time, maybe none. But her story collapses under the weight of evidence. Timothy may have pulled the trigger, but she emerges as the mind quietly orchestrating it all. Even her attorney senses it. The battle's lost, and the reckoning is moments away.
Why are you renting this vehicle?
Because we are told that it's for his vehicle that is broken down and not working. The starter's broken.
So that's
initially why we first rented the vehicle.
Was there a conversation in your garage between you, Tim, before the rental of the car?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're telling me that during that conversation, it wasn't that the story was going to be it was for him for work, but that the plan was for him to come to New York. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
No. So what are you telling me?
That it's the story.
And so the real understanding, though, in the garage at that point is we're renting the car for Tim to come up to New York and kill Josh.
Yeah.
After he gets that car, what's Tim doing?
He came to my house, which was in Sunray, and he loaded it up with all of his gear.
So what's the plan? He's got an arsenal, energy drinks, and clothes. What's the plan in this rented car?
He was going to come up and shoot Josh.
Okay.
He didn't tell me how. He didn't tell me any of the details.
Okay.
As he said, it's best if you don't know.
And at this point, him coming up to do this is for you to get your kids back.
Yes, ma'am.
And in some way, shape, or form end up with you guys being back together because you got your kids back.
Yeah.
Okay. But your end game is getting your kids back.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you and Tim work out, you need your kids back. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I told Tim, I was like, look, you just need to do it. I was like, I'm done seeing my kids cry. I'm done seeing all this bullshit.
You say do it, what do you mean?
Kill him. Just get it done and over with. We start planning it out. He was like, well, what should I wear? And I was like, oh, I don't know.
Well, what about the gun? Because we know it's not his gun, and we know you know it's not, because when you were up here, you were already saying stuff about it. So,
yeah.
What gun was it?
It was a gun from Sunray Police Department that he had taken.
Can I take a break?
Yeah.
Sure. Bring it back.
It's over for Charlene and Timothy. The games, the shifting stories, the bargaining. Whatever Joshua's past held, Amber's death was pure collateral, a life stolen without reason. In Wayne County Court, Lyons, New York, on June 27, 2019, Charlene was sentenced to 28 years in prison after pleading guilty to first-degree manslaughter. Judge Barrett called the double murder senseless and tragic, condemning her as the mastermind who manipulated her husband. Victims' families delivered emotional statements, marking the devastating loss. Meanwhile, Timothy was convicted of murder in May of 2019 and also sentenced by Judge Barrett to life in prison without parole on August 2, 2019. His sentencing left no doubt about the gravity of his crimes and the lasting impact on the victims' families.